had been with HarperCollins back when it was like Harper Brothers or something like that. And Bill went to visit him, and while he was on the plane, wrote a little parable about his life. And it was sort of the catalyst of the idea, but it sat on the shelf for many years. And then Katrina happened, and somehow it just started to inspire what was happening with the story when we started to witness books in the streets from people's libraries in their homes. And then it even started to formulate even further when there in Shreveport, there were a lot of people in shelters there, and through RIF had a lot of books donated to the children. And they didn't really have anything. There's no privacy at all. They're just there in these arenas. And the book, when it was opened and the children were reading it, it just as if they were just immersed in the book, literally there. It was a way to escape. And taking that literally is one of the things that we did in the story. So all of those things sort of combined together is what inspired the story. But I have to say, I'm sorry that Bill wasn't able to join us tonight. I can only say this because he's not here, because he would hate it if I said it if he was around. But there was, this story obviously deals with life and death and the stories that we leave behind, and hopefully they're good stories that inspire other people. But, he dealt with so much in the production of this film. His daughter, in her senior year of high school, got a brain tumor and passed away during the production of this short. And then on top of that, he's dealing with just this awful thing happening right now with his wife who's gone paralyzed. So it's just crazy, but that everybody's doing good because through the creation of this short, we created a studio, Moonbot Studios. And I don't think without these guys and all the other people in our crew to distract Bill, I think he would have lost his sanity. And it's been a really great thing for us to be there for him through this obviously horrible time in his personal life. But I think it's important for Joe to say a few words because Joe, lived and worked here for many years in Orlando. I have a question first. How many Disney employees are in here? There's a few? Okay, cool. How many of you work in the, let's say, animation industry specifically? Damn Michael Eisner. All right, I'm gonna hand it off to Joe now.
Yeah, this is, going to work every day during what Bill was dealing with made it sweet for him, like it gave him something to look forward to. And this is sort of super sweet for me too, because I wanted to come to this show specifically. We entered a whole bunch of festivals and got into a whole bunch of festivals, and we've won a few already, but this is the one that I wanted to come to because this was my home for 4 to 5 years. And I got my start after school doing caricatures at SeaWorld. And I wore my Beefy King t-shirt, you guys. So I have a lot of friends. One of my best friends in the world and former boss is Keelan over there, and Nate and Ken, 2 of my other best friends ever. It's just awesome to be here and be in my old hometown and see you guys actually see what I've been doing after caricatures. And this is a talented guy who actually worked here as well, Adam Volker. He worked in Orlando for a while, and he's the lead concept artist in the film.
Oh, thanks for having us, I guess. I was over at Tiburon at EA for a while, but my stay in Orlando was very short. It's a great town. I'm from Minnesota. But yeah, I don't have much else to say.
So anybody have any questions from the audience from these guys? Anybody raise your hand? Anybody? Yeah, over here.
Yeah, 3 quickies. What made you put Buster Keaton in there? How did you come up with Humpty Dumpty and having that be a narrator, and when and where can we get a DVD?
Okay, the questions were what made them want to put Buster Keaton in there, and what made them want to put Humpty Dumpty in there, and when and where can they get a DVD, which I'd like to know about as well.
I'm going to let Joe answer the Buster one, but to a degree. The DVD, and we're going to have to ask Bill where do we get these made. This is their first short, so that's something we're going to learn through the process this year. One thing about Walt Disney, actually, that was kind of cool, was, I don't know, we're watching one of these old things where he talks before a short, and he had mentioned maybe in a book or somewhere that Mickey Mouse was inspired by Buster to a degree. He was trying to get Mickey to do what Buster was doing, which is kind of odd because, you know, cartoons and animation should do anything, should be capable of anything, but somehow there was a human being that walked this earth that did things that were more insane than most cartoons are ever capable of. So that was a portion of the inspiration.
Yeah, and in doing the character design, I went down and started doing the storyboards and then started naturally wanting to design the character because it was me and Adam and Bill and Brandon was just moving to Shreveport, and that was it for our entire studio working on this in the beginning. And in doing the character design, he had these funny little doodles of this chubby guy with, you know, spiky hair. It was a very Bill Joyce sort of drawing. But he kept telling me to watch Buster Keaton and see how he moves. And I kept wondering why he's saying to do that, because his character didn't look at all like Buster Keaton. So I just stuck around one night really late and watched hours of Buster Keaton DVDs and drew a bunch of sketches and pinned them on the wall, stacked on top of each other, just one place without telling anyone. And I think it was Adam who found it, went through them, and this one he just slapped down. He's like, that's it. And it was actually the most Buster Keatonish drawing. So then from then on out, it was just a mantra for the animators just to watch him and you know, mimic how he moves. And we all agreed it's just insane what he can do physically. And we were just so enamored with him and how much he can convey without saying a word. The great silent film actors were a lot of our inspiration, but Buster Keaton was just the potency of it. Oh, and Humpty Dumpty, yeah. Bill loves Humpty Dumpty. He loves eggs. And we were going to have characters pop him out of the book, but you know, having a small limber team, we wanted to try to be economical about it and also bring a new facet because, I mean, Brandon brought the concept of doing miniatures. In case you can't tell, the whole environment, all the sets are miniatures that we built by hand. It was basically a dozen people or so over the course of a few weeks. And so we had CG animated characters, we had miniatures, and we wanted to put a 2D animation component in there because we love all forms of animation. So we decided to create a little flip book, and I was lucky enough to paint all of the paintings of Humpty Dumpty.
That's fantastic. I had no idea. I just assumed it was all CGI, so to combine all that, that's amazing. Any other questions for these guys? Hello? Anybody out there? Anyone? Going once, going twice? Well,
Yeah, this is for Bill Clinton. Having seen that last animation, are you like thinking of
Well, I must say that's a beautiful piece of animation. It really, I saw it actually about 2 weeks ago, and it blew me away, but I don't have the deep pockets these guys have. I mean, I'll tell you honestly, the cost of Guard Dog Global Jam was about $20. And their film is a masterpiece, and I just don't have that kind of money, but you know,
buy a DVD afterwards.
yeah, DVD. I'll make a film like his. Thank you. Also, check out the exhibition of the drawings out there too. There's some wonderful drawings of people from around the world. Yeah, we had women from Iran did one. A 10-year-old Chinese boy did an excerpt. They're just really some wonderful artists all around the world.
Any other questions for these animators? Anyone? All right, well, oh, here we go. Excellent.
Yep, Ringling College of Art.
Just a brief statement about the school and
Well, okay, sure. Okay. When we didn't have much time or money really even on our end, and so we didn't have the luxury of going out and recruiting all over the place. And one thing, a testament to Ringling College is, okay, let's just go back to our alma mater and we'll see if we can find some guys. And we basically hired 12 guys to build our crew to put right into production. So I think that says a lot about the school because without them, there wouldn't be much up on the screen. Yeah, they're incredibly talented. They're great teachers.
Any other questions? Right. Is there anybody who didn't get a ballot coming in or still needs to get one? Because those votes are really important for the audience award. Can you raise your hand if you didn't get a ballot, and we'll get one to you from one of our fantastic volunteers. And don't forget to rate all the films. Please hand it to one of the volunteers in the red shirt on your way out. Thanks so much for coming out to the Florida Film Festival. Let's give these guys a big round of applause again. And We've still got several days of fantastic films and events and food for everyone, so keep coming back and enjoy the rest of the fest. Thank you so much.